I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we explore the beautiful lessons of patience and family with a terrific author. Her name is Theresa Hildreth, and she has penned a powerful book that your children will just love and you'll love too. It's called Teeda Says, Be Patient. This heartwarming children's book is the first in the Teeda Says series, where a grandmother teaches her granddaughter the value of patience, a lesson for all ages. Theresa's storytelling brings wisdom and love to life, offering a timeless message to both children and parents. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Theresa, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Love having you on the show. This is a terrific book, and it's a part of a series, which is even better because more is coming. Tell us what inspired you to write the Teeda Says series, beginning with Be Patient.
Well, about 2015, when my granddaughter, who is now 17, was a small child sitting on the front porch with me, she asked 1,000 questions about the butterflies that were flying in our garden. And every question she asked, she wanted a quicker answer. And she just kept going. And I said, "You've got to be patient. Give me a minute." And that's when it started. And when my son picked her up that night, I said, I'm going to write some notes down. And that was the beginning of the book. Fast forward almost 10 years. She said, "Hey, at 16, where's that book you started when I was a little girl?" And I said, let me pull that out. And so in retirement, I'd been an interior designer for years. I thought, well, let me see if I can pull this out and finish it. And that's where we are. She helped me. We got together and went through a few pages of what I had written. She tweaked it a little bit. And so here we are, the beginning of a series.
That's great.
And Be Patient is first. And looking forward to the rest of this to come to fruition.
Tell us the central theme of Be Patient. What will folks find when they open up the covers of your beautiful book?
I think what is going to bring the heart of the matter
Mhm.
is going back to when I was younger, as a child, being taught, being patient, being kind, loving. I think with all the videos and electronics that the children are having in today's society, there's not that one-on-one uh, feeling of basic
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. Basic
And they get
values don't seem like they're taught
yes,
like they
and the
used to be.
desensitizing from all of the electronics. So my hope with the series is to have that one-on-one time, going back to book reading and going back to the basics of good humanity, to have the qualities and the character of being kind and patient and loving and loyal, and being responsible and humble. I think if we start to teach this at the 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old age again, and have that one-on-one connection versus handing someone the iPad, I think we need to get back to the basics, and that is the essence of what I'm trying to accomplish.
I think that's great. So right now we have Be Patient. What are some of the other themes or values or principles you're going to explore?
The next book is getting ready to go to the illustrator, Kenny Kernan, and it's Be Responsible.
Mhm.
And it is a lesson of being accountable for your actions and being responsible in the sense of a child, picking up your room and feeding the dog or feeding your pet or just doing what you say you are going to do.
Mhm.
Being held responsible for your actions. And for every action, there's a reaction, whether it's good or bad. There's a consequence for every uh, action. So that is the second book, Be Responsible. And then the third book is in the process of being written right now, and it is Being Loyal and Loving. And there's a pet issue um, with pets are unconditional love. And so it's all about being loving and loyal and being kind. And if we could all be like our pets, the world would be a wonderful place to live.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the direction that the third book is going in. So there's, I would say that within the next 18 months, there will be 3 books out in the series.
Wonderful. That's exciting. And I think they're great values for children to explore with their parent. And it'll provoke great conversations about being patient, about being responsible, about being loving, about being
Yes,
loyal. And certainly, like you said, there's no better example than a dog, perhaps, at being loving and being loyal.
right.
That's for sure. Tell us a little bit about the illustrations.
So Kenny Curtin is amazing, and he is. If you go to his website, he does the Marvel comics. He does the Lego boxes and the Lego commercials.
Mm-hmm.
He's done several children's books, a lot of commercial games, the illustrations for the boxes of the games. I I found Kenny on the internet and I was like, I really want bold colors and great expressions and be expressive with their eyes. And I found Kenny and I thought, oh, I'm never going to be able to have him. He's busy. He's this. And I sent him the book and he came back and said, I'm on board. I'm on board for the whole series. I love this and thank you for finding me. So I was very, very lucky to be able to do this with Kenny. And second book's getting ready to go to him. He's ready for it. So that's how that all came about.
Sounds great. And the pictures are beautiful and they really
Thank
complement
you.
the text, which is the whole point of having great illustrations. I know you want to keep kids away from the iPad and the phone and the computer screen, but have you
It's
envisioned
available on
this?
Kindle.
It can be on Kindle,
It
exactly.
is. It is.
Well, it's going to be on Kindle, but I was going to ask you, have you envisioned it as a animated series, perhaps?
I I personally have envisioned that. I think
Mhm.
that would be wonderful. I have not pursued that at this point, but that is something that once the series evolves, that I would definitely be interested in doing.
Yeah. And now that the work's out there, you never know who's going to pick it up and who might want to turn it into something for Nickelodeon or Hulu or whatever. And
That would be all, that would be
certainly
amazing.
high
That
value
would definitely be
content is
something I'd be
needed.
interested in.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Were there any challenges in writing this book? Is this the first time you tried to write a children's book? Tell us a little bit
It
about your journey as a writer.
it was and is, and the main challenge is for me is to know when to stop
Mhm.
and to know when to edit and I think the first version probably had twice as many words as the final version does. So that part, cutting back and editing and getting to the point without it being too wordy, is my biggest challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great because be patient is wonderful. The language is
Thank
all
you.
appropriate. There's not too much text. And obviously, keeping the language age appropriate is important as well. Who is your target audience? Who do you see reading this book?
For this book, I would say 3 to 7. Be responsible will be 3 to 5 with a parent reading it.
Mhm.
It's baseball themed, so I think most of these will be 3 to 7 years old.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to the additions to the series because this first book is just wonderful. It is called Teeda Says, Be Patient. It is a heartwarming children's book. As we said, it's the first in a series where a grandmother teaches her granddaughter the value of patience. And that's a lesson for all of us to be patient, to be responsible, to be loving, and to be loyal. Great values. You'll love reading these to your children. You'll love having your children read them to you as well. And as we mentioned before, they're beautifully illustrated as well. Theresa, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. And Teeda
There's the
Says,
book. Sounds great. Are you Teeda? Is
I
that your
am.
nickname? There we go. That's what we figured. Okay.
I
Thanks so
am.
much for being our guest. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.